Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and if you took a little minute to explain your case, you wouldn't be in trouble for slapping Chris Rock in the face. Welcome to Searching4RinoaCast, the Searching for Rinoa podcast. If you think that joke failed, wait till SNL. And I ain't even the first to say that shit. One of those situations where everybody kind of holds L's. You know, in the Fresh Prince of your own castle, man. Hopefully somebody stepped in and tried to get your head on straight. It's like, dude, Hollyweird and the price of popularity, man. Will always strikes me as one of those nice guys that's right now getting taken advantage of. The crying meme is all I can think of right now. Which I am guilty of letting that shit happen to me a few times myself, you know. You're only a fool if you let it continue, though. There's footage of Will finding it funny and Judah giving him the look. And then he goes up and asks Chris what did the five finger say to the face. So she's got some, you can kind of take some guilty on that one. Could have just walked up and explained what the deal with Judah's condition was. Might have made a friend rather than an enemy. You know, kill him with kindness. Chris would have been like, oh. Might have gotten him to back down. And again, that alternate universe where that happened, it would have been Chris Rock probably doing the written apology and not Will. Choice and feelings kind of ruled that action. There's talk of Will being stripped of the Oscar he won for his actions, which if that's true, there's probably a laundry list of old white people preying on girls that can be blacklisted. They can't all go the way of Epstein, right? Oh, and you people defending the slap, you can take an L too. Defending your wife's honor, fine, understandable, but I don't know. Again, I'm thinking long term, like some comedian makes fun of Trump, some right wing nut job who's packing more than just fists. Does something about it, that's all I'm saying. That attitude comes across kind of like people that would root for a fan jumping the guardrail at a wrestling show, you know what I mean? And I'm the other kind of asshole that wants to see the jumper get his. It's like that Harambe situation, you know what I mean? Nobody holding W's on that, you know. It's, again, circumstances, you act to save the kid, but one gonna ask where the fucking parents were. That's all I'm saying. Just a little frustrating to people see things that only one way. Between that and the pro J.K. Rowling hashtag like a couple days back, I'm convinced if you were to give social media a colon cleansing, you'd jam the business into that right down Twitter. Flush out all the shit takes. Also, as an LPer of a lot of PlayStation 2 classics, that it looks like a PS2 game crowd can miss me. That joke's old in some of my PS4 downloaded games from when I first got the PS4. Like, what garbage-ass $5 PS2 games y'all playing? Come on. Most successful, longest-running console. You gotta talk it down to it. Not to understand you. That's my vent for the week. Let's continue to discuss games in our first segment. What are you playing? So I went back and re-downloaded for Extella, because I was getting, I did the Senran Kagura, and I'm feeling that Muso, but not Muso kind of energy. I was like, let me play this again. Trying to platinum it, forgetting how bad that game actually is. Seriously, going into a field, and then there's like this element of fire, or water, or ice, or poison surrounding you. Oh, I use the thing that protects me. Oh, it works only for a short amount of time, and then it comes back while I'm just slowly taking my time to just hit this group of enemies over and over again, and then the guardians of that field show up. Very poorly paced. Very poorly put together. I'm happy to report the sequel, Extella LINK. Much faster paced, much tighter combat kind of game. Play your cards right, and you go from grabbing 3 little trinkets on a map if you can squint your eyes hard enough to get one shot at a noble phantasm to building up to several in one fight. Because it's all based on meters. Your circle button, instead of just this auto combo thing that you just mash out, is now your Muso mode called Moondrive. Makes you a bit more invincible. Each character's got a set of skills to unload, like how Dragon Quest Heroes did it, and they just have cooldown time, so you can pump that out even more than that game. So yeah, improving on that as well. You'll be building up 26 total characters, find whoever's the most broken, and just play on. My pick right now is the final boss you unlock. Unlike the prequel, the game's trophies won't even ask you beat every level. So good you get the EX rank on every level. Yeah, what a turnaround. I'm like this game so much, I kind of want a third one. That's how much of an improvement over the prequel Link has. I really like unlocking some of the alternate outfits. Astolfo with like the jean jacket and skirt. It's like, damn it. Wish I could look good in that sort of. Oh, I'd have to shave my legs or something like that. I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. I keep thinking that old Seinfeld skit to like get every time you shave. It's going to get thicker and fuller and darker. Oh, that's an old wives' tale. Is it? Look at this! Look at this! It's already a jungle down there as is, good lord. Lu Bu gets something called Mobile Suit something something, and he's just a char-aznable mech, like 3 times the speed of Lu Bu in the prequel, so you might as well have the outfit to match. God, he was so slow. So yeah, leaving Extella in the dust and focusing on platinuming this game and hoping there's a third on the way. More characters, like Li Shuwen's the only assassin class in the game, whereas Sasuke Kojiro? I'm probably saying that weird, yeah. Not my first language. So many characters. I'll come back with the finish this episode looking up all the classes and being like, oh, this person's this class, he's here? I know a couple names, like Tesla's in Fate. I don't remember which class. Oda Nobunaga as well. So I'll Fate go down that rabbit hole later. For a fun closing segment. But, until then, coming soon. Coming soon. Coming soon. Coming soon. Coming soon. A top-down action RPG with bullet time? From the co-creators of Prey and Dishonored and published by Devolver Digital, Weird West drops the 31st. So 2 days from now. Very much looks like something up my alley. A remake or something of that nature for a 2016 adventure platformer in Flat Kingdom gets a Papers Cut edition this Friday. Looks neat, but I'm a little hesitant. I thought like, oh, PlayStation version of Paper Mario? I thought, Does anyone use a different means to find out what games are coming soon than GameFAQs? Because this is the second time now I've seen an upcoming that's been out for years. I don't know if it's like a re-release or something like that, as far as I know. Like, it lists a game called Road Redemption, which looks like if Road Rash was an action RPG. Like, it's got skill trees. I'm like, ooh, that alone sounds good to me, baby. But yeah, that game came out in 2018 according to PlayStation's YouTube, so at least now I know the game exists. Mission accomplished. Next Tuesday, the father of all things LEGO games gets the biggest remake, remaster, and rehaul of all time in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. 9 films. A bunch of side missions throughout. You can choose which trilogy to start with. I've been having some issues with the LEGO games recently. They tend to crash or feel unfinished. Like, I tried to 100% Indiana Jones and LEGO Marvel on the PS3, and both games have... Like, I get to a part and it always freezes on that one part, and I couldn't get a trophy for the... I do a thing for the... I forget which one it was exactly, but yeah. Hopefully the PS4 remake will handle things a little bit better on that. Yeah, I got a bunch of LEGO games I haven't played yet. But yeah, really, really vibed with the PS2 Star Wars. Those LEGO games, the Anakin trilogy and then the original. Or was it the other way around? And thought, oh, these are some fun little time sinks here. DNF Duel's getting a second open beta. April 1st, 10 p.m. Eastern. Trailer dropped for Ghostblade. He's got a samurai sword and a samurai stand. Shaman King? Arxis mode Shaman King fighting game. And with the new month comes the PS Plus games for free, the most notable being the SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom remastered. I rented the original and definitely liked what I played of that, so this is going to be a get for me next month. The other 2 games, I think one was like dealing with like online multiplayer, and the other one was like a deck builder. That was like super luck-based. But yeah, I think everyone's going to jump on that Bikini Bottom game. I know Shaman King was like a new thing that came out. Do they have like a new dub or something like that? Pay your voice actors. That's another rant I could probably go on. But I could make a title of that. Enough openly dreaming about games that don't exist yet. Time to go to The Adventures of Platinum Hunting. Pew! Glass shatter. I was hiding a laser in one of them guns. Anyways, most notably, first and foremost, Neptunia Cross Senran Kagura Ninja Wars Completo. Wanted to at least beat the main story on my own. Now I find the trophy guide that was actually just under 7 hours, not 8, like I said last podcast. But a huge time shout out to Green Saber on YouTube. He stated the way to be better at that peach balance minigame that was giving me so much frustration is not to use the L2 R2 like I have been to alternate left and right. Use the motion sensor. Turn the controller instead of L2 R2. I did that because there's the other trophy of every character needs to win the minigame and get like their little like pose in or whatever. It's like, complete. So that was a trophy. So it's like, okay, I can do that with the motion control and get acclimated to it. And then we get to my first attempt on hard. I actually do a lot better than I ever was with L2R2. 3rd time's the charm on winning that one. So got that out of the way. I'm like, oh, good. Now I can use these tickets to skip the minigame and just get the bonuses they hand out, on which on hard is a buff to defense, HP, and attack. Very useful for the really tough Yomi levels. Boss refights and enemy floors to conquer as some of your techniques get banned. Like, oh, I can't use Furin Kazan anymore to heal myself. From that channel, it was shown that Miyabi breaks some of the boss fights, as I discovered. Throw the strongest ninja tool you have and immediately use, I forget what it's called, but it says 3 stock ninja art where she like charges up and then does like a dash punch or something like that. She's got like a burn knuckle. For some reason, it makes the thrown weapon take on the damage of the art. It's like slow to start, but hits super hard. And with some of your later ninja tools, your shuriken or your kunai, it's a multiple hitting weapon. So you're hitting multiple times with that damage buff of the art that you're using. With some boosting scrolls, you can take the damage even higher. I think he dropped the boss doing over 10k HP of damage per hit. By then, I was past level 50, so that which is also a trophy. I had to refight that tough boss again. I was like, okay, I'm a little more prepared, and I can do the... Yeah, you gotta get behind him because you do more damage that way, too. So, yeah, any lull in the boss attack, just throw out that thing and then immediately do the art. Might take some getting used to, but yeah. It's like a try or two to like, oh, okay, I know what they get now. That trick is a time saver and a lifesaver, so yeah, again, thank you very much, Green Saber, with or without that issue and the damage from the chain gunner enemies. Seriously gonna learn to hate those bastards. I still say this game's far and above better than Vutubia. Again, playing this is what got me into those Fate games, and I'll most likely have that second Fate Extella game platted by next podcast. I just gotta do everything on like very hard mode and then like the extra stages and stuff like that, and I'm good. Everybody else you can like rank up. Kindou, Kindou. One of those swap character puzzle games to get both through a door. 30 levels and a secret. Level 25 has this secret egg to grab. And then a secret level unlocks after completing all 30. You get the other miscellaneous trophies on the way, so nothing super missable save for that egg in level 25. With a guide, 30 minutes. And even most of those guys might take a restart because there's a smidge of pixel perfectness to complete a level. Let's keep that 2-person puzzle energy for Loop Index. Ever puzzled your way through a boss fight? That and 49 other levels makes this stand out a little bit more than Kindou. Or Kindou. I keep wanting to say Kindou. This one's a little bit trickier too. More enjoyable time overall though. This one doesn't have the platforming Kindou does, but plenty of guides on YouTube exist for this one. The Trophy Platypus has the fastest in 22 minutes. Barring some mistakes here and there, it should take about roughly that to an hour. And then the longest one, because it's another RNG luck-based platinum in Mini Golf Tour. 4 tours with 3 holes each. Gun for first place on all of those, as you'll play you'll unlock chests to open. Yeah, that old gotcha chestnut. You want a bunch of icons to unlock and then purchase a golf ball, a hole effect, and a trail effect whenever you hit the ball. Make sure you hold on to your money till you reach 4,000 gold. Not too hard, you'll most likely get that on the way to completing all the tours. But just keep playing even if you lose, because you'll always get a chest at the end no matter what. And then purchase something from the shop with your money. Again, very luck-based. Took me 1 hour 20 to plat. Just focus on getting first to get that out of the way, and everything else is just time spent and a little bit of luck. By that count, PSN current level 691. Platinum trophies obtained 377. Monk current level 2. About to embark with his party upon the first dungeon excursion on today's Tales of Roleplay. Entering the villain's lair that exists in a fraction of time, aka now. We're entering now. What we face now is happening now. For the podcast context of now, it was more like 3-4 months ago. Gotta set things right. This took multiple nights of D&D playing to fully complete, so I'll do my best to remember and sum things up. Before we even enter the actual tower, we got this huge, long hedge maze to navigate. Thinking we could cut our way through. Nah, tall and thorny would take us a while to do that. Which is a perfect opportunity for creatures that are also tall and thorny to come out. Wall shadow! And us without a labyrinth tank to counteract. If only I had a fire spell, but then again, me thinking long term, okay, we're surrounded by this maze. We still don't know where the hell we're going. Fire sounds like a good idea to end the immediate threat, but would slowly introduce one in one's party to oncoming disaster. So we sword in whatever, drop one, and another slinks back into the maze from whence it came. It's like, oh, it's going into the walls, back into the walls. We can't follow it and claim it for XP or whatever. More maze walking as we try and map things out a little bit so we don't take too long getting lost down here. But yeah, a couple days of rations being spent down in this overall area. Take a break by a fountain area with coins inside. Artificer goes in to grab a few and plunk down a few to see if anything happens. Some of the coins we noticed are ones we've never seen before. Perhaps ones of different times? Could be like a Canadian dollar in there for all we know. There's another fountain for drinking. None of us take that boat. It's like Mexico. Don't drink the local water. Bring your own. But it's that area with also 2 benches. Our paladin stops to have a sit on one. Surprise! It's a fucking mimic. So, or changing or whatever it is. It tries to immediately starts nomming our paladin. We help to get him free, but while the paladin and the bench mimic are in that struggle, it gets all weird and, oh no, now there's 2 of them. Which one do I shoot? Party tries to ask a question that only the real paladin would know. Both of them get it right. I try and be a little sneakier about it and ask a question that the mimic would remember, but the regal paladin might have been too busy preening or what have you to remember. 99% convinced we took the mimic down and not our fellow party member. That mimic surprise was the end of one campaign and the start of our next. So yeah, they cliffhangered. Mimics! Fucking scary. I can turn into anything. They just these amorphous blobs that can just like camouflage as like a wall or the floor or like a I know the usual go-to is like a chest, but no, they can. We need more games to do like mimics justice, like how scary they can really get. There should be like a horror game or something like that you're trying to run from, like. So like, here's this hiding place like under the bed. Oh no, it's the actual mimic. Fuck! Game over. That's an avenue we haven't explored in horror games. Like, oh, you're safe. No, the fuck you not. Oh, it's dubious. Someone out there knows a thing or two about making video games. Wow. That ain't a closet. Introduce more than one mimic for even more. So we deal with that, happen upon a small army of maybe dwarves or gnomes. We may have a fight on their hands if they think we're trespassing, so. But it's the friggin' maze still, so our options are kind of limited, so maybe if we approach just one at a time and not this clearly armed contingency of lost adventurers about to kill the guy running this place. Thankfully, they're enslaved gnome garden tenderers, so. You know, we were stuck here too, and they mention a frozen in time king of theirs back at our village. Like, something happened there, so I'm like, As much fun as side questing can be, we're not exactly keen on having to die to mind flayers again if we don't just up and take care of this problem now. On top of that, that cylinder does fall under the sometimes trope that D&D likes to play with found magic items. They may horribly backfire. It's like carrying a loaded gun. There's the % chance you're going to shoot yourself or someone you don't intend to shoot. I think one tale of a bag of ever holding is you can reach into it to find something, and there's a small chance of the bag pulling itself into its own dimension and just it doesn't exist anymore. If you're really unfortunate, it pulls you in with it. New character shoot. So to summarize, borrow time using a time borrowing MacGuffin, that's also on borrowed time. So side quest ignored. We ask if the gnomes know the way to the tower. They're like, okay. They lead us to the tower entrance itself. The Bramble Wall Shadow returns. We're about to take care of that, but not before the biggest context of timey-wimey bullshit that you can pull. And that, of course, is, holy fucking shit, fucking dinosaur. 3 to 4 velociraptors treating these gnomes armed with gardening tools and such as their meal, and us with them if we don't deal with them right away. We take one out before... Holy fucking fuck, fucking 2, fucking Rex, fuck! Away! Turn that timey shit on and make for the entrance. We were having trouble taking down just one of those raptors. We ain't taking this thing on. I don't know what level T-Rex is. It ain't level 2. You can probably safely assume. Run away! This thing's raptor gnomes like they were Gushers candy. Fortunately, not us, as through the means of stopping and starting the time, which thankfully we can do even in this frozen bit of time that we're in, we escape and start our climb in the tower. That campaign ends and starts with us going through these rooms. We find this apothecary with some books and an assortment of potions to swipe. Cloaked baddie with one eye grotesquely larger than the other, like bigger than his actual human head big. That's what I mean by grotesquely. Take him down. Ranger character pockets this little squid in a jar he had. I think it's 2nd or 3rd level. Ranger gets a pet, some sort to also attack with. She kind of forgot that, so about halfway through this tower, oh, hey, this panther showed up. It is mine now. We're about to ascend. There's this big door with 3 handles on it in our way. We push the handles one direction, open up. Unleash the power of the sun. All at once, yeah. That's 2 party wipes we somehow timey-wimey back and live to talk about. Yeah, just complete incineration. Turn the handles the other way and carefully open up. A swarm of charred skeletons rush our way. We take down what few we can so we can quickly get that damn door closed and try again. 3rd attempt, we do a left, right, left kind of thing on the handles to open it up to a very cold, desolate area. This sun is in constant eclipse. Everything's dark. We see 2 guys at a campfire, both of them with red scarves. Oh, great, you're stuck here too, one of them says. The other just crestfallen. Nothing he can do. Those familiar crustacean people after us now. Oh shit. They don't come from the sky, but it is very purple, so I think we wandered into the too late bad end timeline with that door. Run away again. Most of us are Paladin Mulebrunner, his character's name, by the way. He is just done with everything. Just stays and gets, like, try to haul him back, but more enemies are coming in. It's like, fuck, we gotta leave him behind. And just hope he comes back all timey-wimey again. He does. So yeah. Not a dent on him, but again, like our deaths, remembers it. So, yeah, our paladin into the adventure thinking it was going to be Record of Lodos War and got the nitty-gritty of Goblin Slayer. He's had the sensation of having his head open so the Mind Flayer gets to eat. Then the Mimic almost eating him and becoming him, all from sitting on a bench. Pretty sure he's stabbing every bench or chair he'll ever sit on again to check for people eating Mimics. Like, then being immolated by the sun instantly. You know, the Smash Ultimate Boom Boom is basically... That's how quick it was. From full human to non-existent and, like, not even, like... Again, that quick, you don't even have time to just, like, suffer. It's just... Yeah, call that, like, a 4th degree burn. Just zero trace. And then his third death that didn't stick but remembers... If this was a Call of Cthulhu game, one of us would have to take him out back and just end him to be human. So, to summarize his position...
Emotional damage!
By the way, thanks, Big Bro, for that meme so I can fall down that rabbit hole. I will send you to Jesus. As when someone in the party remembers... Those coins Merrick gave us, which if you remember from last week, I mentioned he gave us coins in 3 different amounts. So, we turn the first, it starts ticking. Okay, so we count how many ticks to the first amount the coins Merrick gave us. Do it again for the second amount and the third amount. What awaits us beyond that door? A tale for next week on Tales of Roleplay. By the way, speaking of D&D, Millennium Microphone, which if you don't know is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Review podcast, you get people like Calamity Carl Shore and Shibuya Gato and just watch them go for 2 hours. Last episode, Shore mentioned D&D, and I, being curious, looked up if that existed. First link was a King of Games class for 5e on the D&D wiki. Link in the description. I won't go through all of it. Gist is, you get to draw cards, summon monsters, use trap cards. Later levels, you contribute, summon, get stronger monsters. Pot of Greed for more draw chances. Monster Reborn. There's like separate like duelist classes. Like you fight with your monsters. You use them as summons, that sort of thing, and just let them go. I'm thinking you could get like Silverfang as a mount and just summon it, and then like fight along top of it, or like change it up, and it's like, okay, now I'm riding Mammoth Graveyard. But yeah, you need the firmest of grasps on that monster manual just to do that class justice. Obnoxious Kobold Guardian! I'm still a dog monster in Rinoa's head because of as a kid he saw his brother's 80s era monster manual. You know, the one with the red devil on the cover? That old chestnut. Yeah, kobolds with the glow up, man, shit. Now they're dragon people or something like that? Wow. They're an addition short of what if humans evolved from dragons, and that's just how they look, you know. I wonder if I can play kobold like the Super Mario Brothers movie Dino People. You get your pick at what dragon to go with, too. You know, the metallic or the chromatic dragons, which is the original Big Five, by the way. Chromatic dragons, you know, Tiamat. But yeah, look back in your favorite RPG. Chances are they can all be traced back to D&D. Because a lot of that monster manual was combine this thing with this thing. Here's this rabbit with like butterfly wings or something like that. I'm thinking like, here's that bunny wearing a dead shark face, or like the head of a shark or something like that. I'm like, oh, that's Quest 64. This pile of eyes that can fly with bat wings. This eye that walks on like this little stalk thing. Yeah. Really freaky deaky shit. I only got one thing for Snacking for Rinoa this week. These vanilla frosting Hershey's Kisses. They're just chocolate Hershey's Kisses with kind of funky aftertaste and vanilla. Another A for idea, C for execution type of idea. Would have liked to have liked this one. Maybe Hershey does like the frosting or something like You contact Betty Crocker and splurge a little is what I would like to have seen. Since one of my favorites from back in the day of wrestling just announced his retirement a few days ago, my spoken word for this week will, I already did a Zillia 2 parody of the Time to Play the Game. Ooh. All that talk about Edge changing his theme, but it's like, it's also Alter Bridge, so okay. I'm like, alright, I'll get used to it. Triple H had like 3 Motorhead themes. 2 for himself, 1 for his stable. So yeah, I'm gonna spoken word King of Kings. I don't know if I want to do the impression. It won't do it justice without it though, but anyway. Behold the King of Kings. On your knees, Doug. Yeah, on your knees, Doug, funny. All hail. Bow down to the king. And it just repeats that. That's the big, that might as well be the chorus. The king grinned red as he walked from the place where the traitor lost both his gnome and his face. Through the halls and the corridors stinging him in blood. He toasted his grin and it toasted good. The king took his head. Left him broken and dead. Let me get the chorus a little bit more. The king left none living, none able to tell. The king took their heads and he sent them to hell. I'll send you to Jesus. Their screams, they go loud in the place of their death. Ripped open, they die with their final breath. They hail to the king. Hail to the king. Yeah, I can't undo that. I can't undo that little mashup reference. Into the dirt. His will be done. Now feel your fear. There can be only one. On your knees for the king. I skipped the king is here. Now feel your fear. The king of kings. I like when he tried to mash it up like the beginning of... He does the beginning and then the game hits. Behold the king of kings. That is only one. And then they fade into the opening riff for the game. Wait, no, that's Drowning Pool. And that's why I couldn't do the, if I did that the whole way. On your knees, Doug. Nah, that's too Raiden. I can't do that justice either. That's too Christopher Lambert Raiden. Sorry. Okay, I got the typemoon.fandom.com right here. Like I said, I was going to close this by looking up all the classes. We'll start with Saber. That's probably the most notable. So you go down the list. Artoria Pendragon. First and foremost. Altera, she was in the game. Charlemagne. That's the main character for the second game. He just shows up. Let's see. Go in, he was cool. Nero Claudius. Mordred. Arthur's son. Astolfo. Yeah. Like I said, in the game, it has like this like jean jacket skirt combination. Let's see. Anybody else I recognize? Just names off the top of my head. Castor and Pollux. Here's the thing that's interesting too. Some characters are like multi-class, because I see Gilderoy, who was I think a caster in the there's a character in that Extella sequel, Extella LINK. That could be a thing they do for a new game. It's like, okay, sort out the classes and like change to accommodate or something like that. I don't know if anyone can take like more than one class. Maybe there's like a code cast that can do that. Lancelot, oh, he was cool. Here's my noble phantasm, fucking fighter jet. I'm taking control of your... I'm taking over your TV. I'm glitching it out. I'm glitching it. Coming to glitch. I'm taking it. Can't piss on the moon in that situation. Everybody else is on the moon or whatever that story is. Yeah, it's the moon drive seraph or whatever. Miyamoto Musashi. I already said Kojiro, so it would make sense to put the other one in. Miyamoto Musashi female. Oh wait, there's a Greater History male version. See? Yeah. You look at the character and then there's like subsections. I'll try to keep it to... Let's see. Hajime Saito. Like the Shinsengumi Hajime Saito? Munenori Yagyu. Okay. Yeah, it's my Sasuke Kojiro. Arthur Pendragon. Arthur. Galahad Altar. Okay. Another of the knights. Ieyasu Tokugawa. Created for parody work. So it's not even like a real... Saber Lion. That's adorable. I want that for next game. Galactica Saber. 2 variations of the class. Saber Mars. Saber Venus. Sailor Mercury. Saber Jupiter. She is the one named Saber Moon. That's right there, come on. Sabers with modified scent graphs? Yeah. Yeah, just Saber alone's a laundry list. Elizabeth Bathory. Oh. See a different version of that when she's still the idol character in Extella and a Lancer class. Frankenstein. Also a cute girl. Karna, who is also a Lancer. I guess he gets... Yeah, some characters get to be more than one thing, I guess. Other qualifying heroes. Abraham Lincoln. Wait, is that an actual thing or just... Oh, Abraham Lincoln is a heroic spirit who would qualify for the Saber and Berserker classes when summoned as a servant. There's just no picture of him. He hunted vampires. Beowulf is a Berserker. Yeah, I believe that. Captain Kidd. Cuchulainn. Yeah, Lancer. Heracles, that's the Berserker. Surprised he's not in as well. I guess they don't want to do too many like classic characters. But again, with like how notable that series is now, you could get some like people in on the game by bringing that in. So maybe someday. I mean, hell, you've had Archer for like the longest time. His new redesign with like the long hair, I don't like it. I had to change that back to the original. Yeah, you unlock that as one of the alternate costumes. Queen Victoria, Sherlock Holmes, ruler class currently. Spartacus. He called me Spartacus. Oh wow, there's more classes than I thought there was. Because right now in the Extella, there's like, I think like 8 classes. Saber, Lancer, Archer. I don't even think they do Rider, do they? Caster, Assassin, Berserker, and Ruler. There's only still one Assassin in Li Shuwen. And only one Ruler in the final boss. So I don't know. They would have to like... Yeah. I won't take too long. I'll just go with like the big notable ones that I know of. That's because that's going to take probably a whole other... Who knows how long that's going to go. Alright. Lancer, let's see. Cuchulainn, the most notable. Karna, that's probably the one I'm most familiar with. There's Elizabeth Bathory, yeah. Vlad. Artoria Pendragon is a Lancer. By far the bustiest of the Sabers, of the Artorias. Fairy Knight Lancelot. Oh, so underneath all that, well, it takes me to someone called Melusine. Yeah, you see what I mean? I go into this rabbit hole, and then it's like, oh god, it veers off in this direction, and this direction, and this direction. Yeah. Young Li Shuwen. Medusa as a child. Leonidas. Spartans. That's what I thought Darius III was at first. I'm like, oh, is that Xerxes? No. They mentioned Persian Empire, and I'm like, oh, that guy. That's how it got started when I was looking that stuff up. Nezha, Romulus, Sukasaha. I don't know how to pronounce that. She's in that game. The Valkyries. Lion King. I guess that's just a different Artoria Saber? Or Artoria Lancer, I should mean. Lucius Longinus, like the spear. Yeah, that makes sense. Lancers with modified scent graphs. Gilderai, Jeanne d'Arc. Who I think is a Saber in... Or no, she's an actual Lancer, I forget. Tamamo no Mai. Other qualifying heroes. Gilderai is a caster. Achilles rider, Alexander the Great rider. Lu Bu, yeah, he's a Berserker. He's gonna be a Lancer? That'd be so cool. Because I mentioned the Berserker classes, like, they're super powerful, but they lose, like, all sense of just... They lose kind of their basic humanity. They can't really, like, speak at all, really. They're just, like, growls and roars. Lu Bu's got it. Darius III's got it. Lancelot's got it. Archers. Gilgamesh. Spoiler alert character there. Robin Hood. He's in the game. Kind of neat. Does like fun little traps and such. Chiron. That's a... I thought Chiron was going to have like 4 legs. I'm thinking Hercules or something like that. Atalanta, Arjuna. Arjuna's in the game. Billy the Kid, Calamity Jane. David, as in David and Goliath, I would assume. He's got a staff. It doesn't look like a big slingshot, but hey, who knows? Gigamesh is a child. James Moriarty. Okay, so we got the villain, too. Napoleon. Nikola Tesla. Oda Nobukatsu. So Nobunaga's relative. Orion and Artemis. William Tell. Nobunaga. Here we go. Other qualifying heroes. Akechi Mitsuhide. Caster. Christopher Columbus. Rider. Wonder if Magellan's in here or whatever. Okay, Rider's next. Francis Drake. Female. Yeah. In the game, I was one of the pirates I mentioned. I think I mentioned that on Twitter. I'm like, damn, she got some kick. Astolfo. Christopher Columbus. Edward Teach, a.k.a. Blackbeard. Leonardo da Vinci. Marie Antoinette. Odysseus. Oh, I think this is the one I looked up earlier and lost my shit. Red Hair. Who was Lu Bu's horse. And then you take a look at him. And he's just a horse person. Also want for the next Extella game. Oh my god. Because I was looking it up from the Fate Go side instead of this. So this is... I think this is a more complete list because it looks like it runs like all the series instead of just the Fate Go game. But that's when I first saw Red Hair. I was like, oh my god. Quetzalcoatl. Sima Yi. Taigong Wong. Ushi Wakamaru. Is that... I think that's the other half of the Benkei legend. Noah. Perseus. Hippolyta. Medusa Gorgon. Carmilla. The vampire? Oh, I guess you can put Elizabeth Bathory in there, so... Other qualifying heroes. Brunhilde. Josen. That's probably Argonaut's Josen. There's Hideyoshi Toyotomi. Okay, he's in there. Oh, he's adorable. Saber class. The Wright brothers. Heroic spirits who would qualify for the Rider class when summoned. They don't have a picture either. These are just people they haven't done yet, but they already know, like, oh, it's going to be this class. That's funny. Romeo and Juliet are a phantom monster created through forcing Shakespeare to mass-produce creatures with phantoms. A combined monster that melt and absorb other humans, exclaiming they are now as one so death can't tear them apart. Oh my god! Robert E. Lee is a heroic spirit who would qualify for ruler in Avenger class with...
Oh god! Oh god, I'm running! Yeah!
Moby Dick is a divine beast said to be among the most famous of that classification. I'm just looking through a list of minor characters and I'm getting Macbeth, Lewis Carroll. So the writer of Alice in Wonderland, but not, unless that extends too. King Lear, Phantom Monster. Yeah, see, that's a whole other class. I wonder when we get to more of that stuff. Hound of the Baskervilles. Guan Yu is a figure in the Romance of Three Kingdoms. Red hair commenting on Guan Yu and Cao Cao only states, nee. Oh wait, so Cao Cao's in here too. Arthur Conan Doyle, who wrote Sherlock Holmes. Because he mentioned historical and mythological. Captain Kidd. Qualified for the Saber class when summoned. Charlie Chaplin. English actor known as the King of Comedy during... hides the true identity of his servant watcher by claiming it to be Charlie Chaplin manifested as a lancer. I mean, he's got the kid, so why not? That's what I want, man. Holy shit. George Washington. Mention something doesn't say what class he is. Sorry, that was just a minor character as I was going through. That's, again. Alright, casters. Let's see. Gilderai, Medea. Archimedes. Well, I also saw in the, yeah, they even mentioned Mooncell Holy Grail. I think that's what the games are based off of. Nursery rhyme? That's all it says. Just a tiny girl. Or a book, according to Fate Grand Order. Yeah, that's what it started with. I'm like, wait, are you just a book? And then you like, oh, you're a tiny girl now. Why do I keep clicking that? That's like 4 times I gotta click back just to get them back to the list. Ugh, hate that. Tamamo no Mai. That's the, again, that's the design I remember. William Shakespeare. Chen Gong. Okay, so Lubu's advisor. Geronimo. Leonardo da Vinci. Mephistopheles. Merlin. Okay, that's gonna have Arthur, gonna have Merlin too. Thomas Edison as a caster. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Caster. Oh my god. It's got like peacock feathers. Mozart's like an elf. Yeah, it's a very elven design. Holy shit. Anastasia. Zhuge Liang. Mitsuhide. Sherlock Holmes. Solomon. Alright, Assassin. Sasaki Kojiro. Li Shuen. Jack the Ripper. Who was a tiny girl. Good fucking course. It's fate. Roll the dice. 1 through 10, girl. Yeah. How do they decide? It's like heads or tails or something like that. Cleopatra. Yeah, back on the assassins. Yeah, that tracks. Henry Jekyll. Jekyll and Hyde. Does that make Hyde the Berserker class? Could you do it? Could you do it like that? Mr. Hyde's the Berserker part of the. See, that's what I mean. Kotaro Fuma. Assassin, yeah. Ninja. Is Hanzo in here? Let's see. Going down the list. Mysterious Heroine X. This was the other design I was looking into. It's like, oh, she's got a new hat. I'm thinking she's cool. She's popular lookish enough to probably get like, you know, it's. And they all look like, what's her face? Artoria. Or in some facsimile of. I'm convinced she's the Pikachu of Fate. Yeah. Gotta have your designs, gotta have your +1 minons and stuff like that. Gotta get pushing these non-Pikachus that are like Pikachu but not Pikachu. Phantom of the Opera. Assassin. Wow, that's cool. Lubu qualifies, Medea qualifies. Heracles qualifies. Archer qualifies. Berserker. There's all the people that lose their shit to battle. Oh, wow. That character from Melty Blood can be a Berserker. Probably Red Arceus, or however you pronounce that. Caligula. Right below that, Elizabeth Bathory. Elizabeth could be Berserker also. Leonidas 1, Shuen. Spartacus. Arjuna Altar. So instead of Lancer, you could go Beowulf Cha-Cha, like Yukimura Cha-Cha? Yeah. Wow. Where's Yukimura at then? He'd be Lancer for sure. Galatea. Hyde. Yep, okay, yeah. I guess that one correct. Mysterious Heroine X Altar. And now she has glasses and a cute scarf. Salome. Vlad III. Minotauros. Is he just a Minotaur? That's a cool design. Phantom of the Opera again. Jack the Ripper again. Paul Bunyan. Why are you so tiny? Oh my god, she got a tiny girl with big eyes. She's a Skullgirls character. Paul Bunyan, Berserker class. Oh, I love it. Put that in the next game, please. Abraham Lincoln could qualify as Berserker. Gilgamesh? Yeah, he's got that energy for sure. I think that's all the basic ones. I'll do Ruler, because it's the only one they, the only other one they brought in for the game, and only just the one character. So who else is Rulers? Amaxa Shiro Tokisada. Ruler class. Wow. Yeah, it's an actual dude, by the way. Not just someone they had for Samurai Showdown. Jeanne d'Arc. Yeah, she's a ruler. I thought so. They actually make her that class in, whatever. Final Boss is the other one that's better. Yeah. Okay, not a very big list, but Plato, Morgan Le Fay. Okay, there's that Arthur legend. I'm like, okay, she's in there too. Sherlock Holmes, Ruler. Other qualifying heroes, Robert E. Lee. God damn it. Why? Yeah, Bikini Bottom free on PSN. That's gonna be hot. I'm gonna jump on that for sure. The only other game I got this week was that Sonic racing game because I thought, it's a racer. It might be up my alley. Yeah. Now to edit this and get back to playing more of Fate Excel, which is what I really want to do. That's why I wanted to end it off with this because I'm still like in that mode. There's a couple of other Muso games I haven't played yet that I got Arslan Heroes of Legend, whatever that's called, based off an anime I haven't even seen. Who knows if that'll be even good or not. I started but never finished Berserk Muso. Oh, by the way, happy 20th anniversary to Kingdom Hearts. I'm kind of leaning towards that. Like, I might do that might be a side thing I do, tier maker all the Kingdom Hearts games. Who knows what I'll end up doing? But anyway, that's the podcast. Play me out.
God damn it, baby, no, I ain't lying to you. I'm only gonna tell you one time. Ah, yeah.